Welcome to True Grape. Our pick this week is the Ruca Malen Petit Verdot 2009 vintage from Mendoza, Argentina, and retails for $22.99. And I'm joined by Roberto Malen.
Hi,
Welcome
Gurvinder.
to Edmonton.
Thank you. This is my first trip. I'm happy to be here.
We had the pleasure of having dinner in Mendoza
exactly.
a couple of months ago.
And it's nice to see people faces that you know already. That's really, really nice.
Absolutely. And I mean, it was such a great trip to Argentina, and one of the things that really stood out to me was the great diversity in the country. Mm-hmm. And I think so many people think of Argentina and just think Malbec, but not only at the dinner we had, but just the entire trip, I just discovered that there was so much more that the country has to offer, both in terms of the grape varietals, but also in terms of the regional diversity of the vineyard sites.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about. Let's start with Petit Verdot, because
Mm-hmm.
Petit Verdot is a grape varietal that maybe people haven't experienced on its own.
Exactly.
Because it's often a blending grape. But what is it about the area that you're in, that the vineyards are in, that is so great for Petit Verdot?
Yes, we have chosen to produce our Petit Verdot from using grapes from Alto Agrelo, which is also a very good region to produce wines. It's warmer than other really areas like Uco Valley that has a great prestige in terms of quality of grapes. But Petit Verdot has a particularly, it's like a wild vineyard because it has a lot of canopy and a lot of production. So this grape, what it needs is a warmer temperature because the ripeness takes really long. The cycle of this grape is quite long. So you need a warmer climate until end of April just to get the right ripeness. Otherwise, you're going to pick a green grape because of all this canopy you have, and it's going to give you this tough wine with a lot of tannin and structure that normally is used as a blending component, which is great. I mean, I think Malbec Petit Verdot is a great combination. However, when you are thinking to make a single varietal, you need to have nice tannins, and still is a full-bodied wine, definitely to pair with food.
Now, the name of the winery, Ruca Malen, I mean, very interesting story. Tell us about where the name comes from.
Well, Ruca Malen, the first thing is that when we choose this name we were looking to express and communicate that the wines belong to a place. So we didn't want to use French names and things that definitely the wine industry has been developed by European people, immigrants. But we wanted to show that the wine belongs to a terroir, and this terroir is located in Argentina, and we look for really stories on the original people that used to live there. In case of Ruca Malen, all the range has been developed on the Mapuche language, which is the Indian that used to live in Patagonia.
Right.
And Ruca Malen is the name of the winery, and also is the name of our core brand, which is Ruca Malen. Ruca Malen means the house of the young lady. And the story says that the Mapuche women were not allowed to see up in the sky because there was a handsome god there. So the relationship between the god and human beings were not allowed. But this young lady, beautiful lady, was really curious, and she saw up in the sky and she saw straight on the eyes this handsome god, which was really handsome. and she fell in love with the god, and the god was really surprised with this Andean Mapuche. And he took her with him to the peak of the Andes, which is the Aconcagua, and he built a house. That's why it's Ruca Malen, the house of the young lady. And we say that since our winery is one of the closest one to Aconcagua, we say this is Ruca Malen. The end of the story, which is quite interesting, is that since this relation was not allowed, the god must leave her. And once he left her, this girl was completely heartbroken, but the god gave her an elixir, and each time she feels sad, and she has to taste it, and she will remember all the good moments they lived together. That was so. We say that normally the legends are not true, but this one is true because when we taste Ruca Malen, we remember very good moments.
Love the name. Love the story. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and taste the wine. I mean, right off the nose, it's a very it's very prominent wine. I mean, lots of ripe fruit, has that nice floral quality on the nose.
Yes, Petit Verdot. In some places I have here described as a wild Malbec, because it has all this red fruit that describe Malbec, really intense, but also since, I think also because of the canopy and all the vigor, develop some spicy notes, green pepper and things that makes this wine a little bit more complex. So it's a very good wine to pair with. It's easier to pair because you have all this complexity. And then in the mouth, it has these solid tannins that are really nice but quite present. So it's incredible how changed this wine tasting like we are doing now, and then taste it with some food like meat. I really like to pair.